All right. I'd like to start with a hypothetical scenario. So close your eyes if you're not going to fall asleep. Otherwise, join me on this dark and stormy road where you're driving your brand new Tesla. So we're just talking about space. We just put a Tesla into space, so that's what we're driving. And we really like this car. So you're driving carefully through this rainstorm. And you come around a bend in the road, and you see a shadowy figure off to the side. And so, this is interesting. It's pouring rain. So you slow down even more to get a look at who this could be. And you realize, to your surprise, that this is someone who saved your life many years ago. And so you say, oh my God, let me pull over and pick him up, get him out of this rain. But then you see that there's a second person standing kind of in their shadow, and you didn't see her at first because it's a little old lady. She's stooped over, she's got a cane, no umbrella, and she is not walking home on her own. So you start to process this, and then you see, to your delight and horror, that there's a third person standing next to those two, and this, to your delight, is the man or woman of your dreams, and to your horror, because for whatever reason, you know that this is your once-in-a-lifetime chance to meet him or her, and you only have one spare seat in your car. So the question is, who do you pick? You have 3 people, 1 seat, 3 very good reasons. I guess for some participation, we could ask, how many would pay back the person who saved you from death by picking them up? All right, we have some loyal people, grateful people in the audience. How many would pick the generosity of the little old lady? How many would pick her up? All right, we got some generous people. How many are telling the truth and would pick the man or woman of their dreams? All right, yeah, well, we're wrong. There's a right answer to this question, and it's that, of course, you should pick the old lady. Come on. But then what you need to do is give the keys to the car to your friend so they can drive her home, and you spend a romantic evening in the rain with the man or woman of your dreams, which is a way better first date story, if you think about it 50 years later, than remember the time we abandoned the old lady to her death in the monsoon? So this is one of my favorite hypothetical scenarios because it's an example of an unfair question and a solution that uses what psychologists call lateral thinking. And it turns out that most questions in life, and especially in business, are kind of unfair. They're set up with assumptions that we often kind of take for granted. We don't question them. When I set up this question, I said you have 3 people, 1 seat in the car, ergo, you assume that you can only help 1 person. I also set up the assumption that you need to stay in the driver's seat of the car in order to answer this question. None of those are true, and yet so often in life and in our work, we take the questions in front of us at face value, and we approach them in a very linear way.